Yeah, I think it's, I think it speaks to our team and what we've done all year. I think it speaks to the journey we've been on over the course of the last month, whether it was the Big Ten tournament, whether it's the NCAA tournament. Not every game's going to be pretty. You can't expect us to come out here and put on an offensive display of, you know, making shots and it just being flowing perfectly every single time we step on the floor. And the first half certainly was not that. And we went into the locker room and honestly, like, the main focus was stop turning the ball over. That was the biggest difference for us. We knew our shots were going to fall at some point. We knew we were going to start making some more shots, and we really took care of the ball. I think we had 4 turnovers in the second half. 2 were late game there. But other than that, I thought we did a really good job and just resilient and gritty through the course of the game. Yeah, I think we were just a little more patient. I think the thing Coach Bluter was talking about at halftime is like we were just all running around like chaos. Like nobody was looking at each other. Nobody was actually setting a screen. Nobody was watching a cutter. It was just kind of out of control. Nobody was jump stopping and finishing layups. I think it was just like take a breath, slow down, really run our offense. And then once we had them in foul trouble, we really tried to utilize driving into the paint. I think that hurt them a little bit. They didn't want to foul as much. And then Hannah Stolke was obviously tremendous inside. I think she went toe to toe with Leah Edwards in my mind. It's one of the best players in the country. Doesn't always get the credit she deserves. And Hannah showed why she's one of the best too. So I'm really proud of her. Yeah, I think, that's what Hannah's capable of every single night. I think her just belief and, once you see her make a couple buckets, you can just see it in her eyes. It's like she really believes in herself and she knows she should be in this moment. And, she finished some tough passes I threw at her tonight, but also she played really good defense. She guarded Aaliyah really well. She boxed out. I think that's the biggest thing is I'm just proud of her. I thought she came in here and really believed in herself and had a confidence and swagger about her. And we're going to need that, on Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Kate is seriously the best leader I've ever been around in my life, and I think every single person that's been her teammate or even one of the coaches would say that and say how much she's affected, every single one of us. And when you don't have Kate, it's hard to have a whole team because that's how much she balances every single one of us. And she showed why she's a pro tonight. She went out there and she wasn't afraid of the moment. She comes back in after busting her nose and really takes the ball. She's hitting turnaround fadeaway jump shots. She's driving to the basket. She's getting big rebounds. So I think, like you said, like Kate doesn't get enough credit. What she does for this program has been amazing, but her best quality is her leadership, and that's what I admire the most. Yeah, I mean, it definitely hasn't hit me. I think I'm just really grateful and thankful. Like, I used every single second of my college career over the course of the last 2 years. I've made the most of every single moment. I don't think people realize how hard it is to, one, get back to the Final Four in back-to-back years, and then two, reach the national championship game in back-to-back years. And, to be able to go out on top would be super, super special. And I know we're going to have our hands full. South Carolina's been the best all year and kind of been on a different level than everybody else. But, we know better than anybody. Like, anybody can be beat on any given day. And we truly believe that. And we're going to do the best we can, scouting and preparing. And we'll have a lot of different things we can throw at them. And, just go out there and give it your all. There's only 40 minutes left of my college career. So might as well go down, give it in everything we have. Okay. Mhm. Oh gosh, I think the research and the facts, like it's just obvious. Like why wouldn't you? And at the same time, like it's so much fun to watch, and you're gonna just be late to the party if you don't. Yeah, I think that's my first 2 years here, we did not play good defense, and going into last year, I remember before the start of my junior year, we went to spring and summer workouts, and Coach Bluter did not let us touch a basketball, and it was probably miserable for the coaches and miserable for us. Defense wasn't something we loved doing. Defense wasn't something we took pride in, and that's what changed. Is like we knew if we wanted to reach our goals, we got to find a way to play defense because it's unrealistic to expect yourself to have great offensive performance for 6 games. It takes 6 games to get to the national championship, and if you think you're going to play great offense every single time, you're wrong. And now we've seen it. Out of 5 games we've played, 2 we haven't played great on offense. West Virginia and this. I would say we played good, had good offense in the second half tonight. We've scored 45 points, but I think that's one of the biggest ways, and I think it's people's wanting to defend. Sydney Falter wants to defend. Gabby Marshall doesn't get enough credit for the way she plays defense. She wasn't on all Big Ten defensive team throughout the course of her career. I don't understand, but she just comes up with big plays on defense. You've seen it, and I think that's one of the biggest ways we've, changed our minds and our thought processes. Like, we cannot just be an offensive team. We got to have some sort of defense. And at the same time, we play a lot of different defenses. You saw us play 3 different defenses tonight between player-to-player, zone, and some junk defense. And I think that can throw teams off at times, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just, I think one as a young girl is like, time goes really fast, and I guess as a parent too, my parents would probably say the same thing. They probably can't believe I'm 22 years old and about to graduate college and my college career be over. So I think just dream big and, chase after everything you love, whether it's a sport, whether it's art, whether it's music, just go after it with everything you got and don't let anybody tell you you can't. And time goes really fast. I can't believe I'm going to play my last career college basketball game on Sunday, and I feel like just yesterday I was a freshman in college, so just enjoy it and soak in every single second. Absolutely. I think that was like, you almost find confidence from that in a way. Yeah, you're disappointed in the way you played the first half, but at the same time, it's like, all right, like, we know how good we are. We know, we could easily be winning this game right now if we executed that the way we were supposed to. And I think that was the biggest message at halftime is Coach Bluter she didn't mention a thing about, making shots. It was take care of the ball, slow down on offense, run our offense, and we'll be able to execute a lot better. So I think that was the biggest thing. And, we came out in the third quarter and we won the first 5 minutes by 2, and we just continued to chip away. And eventually, obviously, I think the start of the fourth quarter is really when we showed our resiliency. Hmm. Yeah, it's super special. It's not anything you ever take for granted. I was just that young girl, so I try to make as much time as I can for anybody that has on my jersey or a shirt or wants their shoe signed. And, a lot of people are sharing those moments with their mom or their dad, and that's the way I was when I was a young girl growing up. Like, I would beg my dad to take me to any sort of basketball game, whether it was a random high school basketball game, whether it was my older brother's basketball game, whether it was, I always went to the Drake Bulldogs games growing up because I was Des Moines' hometown team that I could easily, go to those college games. So it's super cool. It's, life kind of comes full circle and it comes really fast. So just super special. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the biggest way I've grown over the course of the last 4 years. And honestly, like, that's what I tell people I'm most proud of is the way, like, my mind's changed. Is like, I've always had the skill set. I've always been able to play. I've always seen the game at a fast pace, and it's when things aren't going your way, how do you respond? And I didn't get frustrated in the first half. Yeah, I was disappointed. I felt, I think the biggest way is like, I go into halftime and it's like, dang, like, my shot felt really good. Like, how's it not going in? It's not like, oh my gosh, why isn't it going in? It's just like, find ways to get your teammates the ball. I still think I had 7 assists tonight. Rebounded the ball well, pushed in transition, had a couple steals. Was able to make a couple big buckets for us in the fourth quarter. So I think it's just, I think that's the biggest thing I've changed over the course of my 4 years, and that's what Coach Bluter came up to me and told me after the game. She's like, I'm just so proud of the way you stayed level-headed and led this team, and I think that's the difference maker at the end of the day.